You know what? I get a lot of people asking me to talk about Wrestlicious on this show. But I'm like, why? I already talked about Women of Wrestling Unleashed last year. Aren't those the same thing? What could I say about Wrestlicious that could possibly be different than WoW? You know? How could Wrestlicious possibly be worse than WoW? I don't know, but you know what? The people want what the people want. So, what the hell? Let's give it a try. I hate you all. Wrestlicious was a short-lived all-women's wrestling promotion that aired on syndicated television in 2010. In an era when women's wrestling outside of WWE was getting more respect than ever before, Wrestlicious set it all back so fast it could have given you whiplash. Let's take a closer look. Much like its McLeanian predecessors, Wrestlicious was chock full of campy, one-dimensional characters, primarily based on the most boring of male fantasies, and we were introduced to all of them in a 3-minute rap number. Now, I've seen a lot of bad stuff on this show, but even I have my limits. So to prepare, I have this button handy. When I've seen enough, I'll push it, it'll make a sound, and that'll stop the video. So, here we go.
I'm Tony the Top, and I'm the goddaughter. When I enter the ring, it's gonna be a slaughter.
Alright, I've already seen enough, so... why aren't you working? Why won't it stop?
I'm Maui, sweet like island guava, but you know I pack punch like molten lava.
Oh boy.
I'm Glory, y'all, an all-American girl. I love to see the American flag unfurl.
Oh god.
I'm Supernova, and I fight crime.
Oh, this is horrific!
I'm boot camp, Bailey of Big Guns Marine.
Mother! Every second of this 3-minute video is a theater of the absurd. It's as though a group of space aliens with no concept of subtlety or nuance assumed human form and started putting words together at random. I mean, yeah, Glow had a cheesy rap anthem like this too, but it might as well be Tyler the Creator or Kendrick Lamar compared to this. But that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these characters. It's common for these cheesy women's wrestling feds to have some variation of the Southern girl, but Wrestlicious had no fewer than 3 of them. The vampire girl in the rap video isn't even on the show itself. Instead, she was recast and played by none other than Daphne. And I thought suffering a career-ending injury against Rosie Lottolove was embarrassing. Daphne was just one of the handful of legitimate female workers involved in this project. Her peers included Amber O'Neil as one of the many Southern Belle characters, Blue Pants as an emo, and Serena Deeb as Paige Webb, a girl whose entire character was based on computers.
When I first saw you, Cupid's arrow pierced my heart. He also pierced something lower. Ew! Oh, that's terrible. Please, oh gosh, I can't.
Oh yes, unsolicited dick pics are a constant source of hilarity. Not.
Oh, so does that mean you won't be endorsing my new catchphrase then?
Here's some trivia for you. Wrestlicious was the first time we got to see Lacey Von Erich in the ring. And after watching her on this show, it's safe to say that what you saw of her in TNA was not an improvement. Yes sir, this show really had it all. Pop stars, Jersey Shore ripoffs, island girls, patriots, criminals, lunch ladies?
These women are wrestlers, Brooklyn, these women are wrestlers.
Oh my god, I don't even know what to make of this. This wasn't 1985 or not even 2001. It was only 6 years ago. How'd this get made? How'd this even get funded? Did some 19-year-old kid win the lottery or something?
I'm JV Rich and I own the show. I got the ring, I got the bling, and I got the dough.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. That's exactly what it was. Meet Jonathan Vargas, aka JV Rich, a 19-year-old from South Carolina who won a $35 million Powerball jackpot in 2009. And apparently, the first thing he did with that money was start up Wrestlicious. I guess Vargas couldn't stow away a couple of grand in the budget for an acting coach, because his show certainly could have used one.
I'm afraid I might need glasses.
Need glasses? I don't believe in them.
You don't believe in glasses?
No, I drink straight out of the bottle.
The laugh track here is an interesting choice. Makes about as much sense on Wrestlicious as it did on Sports Night. And if you don't get that reference, good! The fewer people remember that show, the better. I mean, these sketches, if you want to call them that, Jesus folks, no amount of angry verbiage I can come up with can do this stuff justice.
What are you doing in my kitchen, man? Somebody's gotta wash the dishes, baby.
Wrestlicious ain't like those down-home promotions back at home.
Yep. And the Wrestlicious girls sure are a lot different than those down-home wrestlers.
What happened in 1776?
That's a tough one, but I think I know.
Go ahead.
The first beer drinking competition ever.
Tell us about him. I heard he works as a foster parent at the McDonald's.
What makes you say that?
I heard he's a real Mac daddy.
Aww.
Why won't it work? Along with a barrage of unfunny sketches and the occasional wrestling match, every episode of Wrestlicious Takedown featured a spotlight segment. So does this mean we're going to learn a little bit more about the characters? Maybe a little insight into their backgrounds, their motives? Anything worth a damn. Well, I mean, I guess it isn't so bad. Oh, sure, great. Now the button works. Man, I've been rattling on about everything but the wrestling at this point. I guess I should go into some detail about it. So, it was there. The wrestling itself is just okay, which I guess makes it the best part of the show. Your brain goes numb well before the matches happen anyway. The production value is atrocious. They can't even get a crowd big enough to fill one side of the ring, and the announcer can't go more than 10 seconds without making a dad joke.
And she just turned my floppy disk into a hard drive. This is a new experience for the 50s girls. They've only seen matches in black and white until now. The bandit must wish she never crossed the border.
I mean, the in-ring action wasn't terrible. Like I said earlier, Wrestlicious had a lot of legit female workers on the roster. The rest were mostly actresses and models trained on the job by former wrestler and bodybuilder Rick Drayson. I feel kind of bad for him, really.
Hey Zane, don't cry for me. That was a sweet gig.
Really? You didn't mind it, Rick?
Of course not. You know how much I got paid for that? That guy was a millionaire. You know what I did with that money? I went out and I bought myself 5 new guitars, and they are fucking awesome.
The first season of Wrestlicious went for 13 episodes. In 2011, the company announced that season 2 was on the way, but no filming dates were ever set. And 5 years later, we're still waiting. Actually, that's a lie. Nobody's waiting. And that was Wrestlicious. It's like, I get it, okay? This show was not meant to be taken seriously. It wasn't meant to be on the level of Stardom or Shimmer or Women of Honor or anything like that, okay? It was meant to be taken as so bad it's good, which it definitely accomplished in spades. And hey, what a great use of your money, huh? I take back everything bad I ever said about Women of Wrestling, because Wrestlicious took those things and somehow made them far worse. The sketches and the characters were too lame for adults, the humor was too lewd for kids, and the wrestling was too forgettable for wrestling fans. Could anyone enjoy this while sober? I'm not going to say this is the worst thing that happened to women's wrestling. It's not a good look for the genre, but it was on such a small scale that it hardly registers in the history books. But absolutely no one came out looking good as a result of this. You get the sense that Wrestlicious was a pit stop for the legit female workers who went on to do much better things. And I'll bet you anything Jimmy Hart wants to forget about it.
I don't need this. I'm a Hall of Famer.
I do feel bad for Jonathan Vargas, though. It seems to me he was just a young kid who got lucky, but then got caught up in the web of Hart and former Glow producer Jimmy Cafferty, and ended up with this. From everything I've read, it sounds like old JV Rich is flat broke these days, an all too common occurrence with people who win huge lottery jackpots. If I won the lottery, you can bet I'd spend it on something really worthwhile. A college education for my kids. What? Not outlandish enough for you? Not funny enough for you? Okay, you asked for it. Here's the wacky one.
I'm Kenny Kisses, pop superstar. Got the coolest clothes and the fastest cars. I always get applause, never boos or hisses, cause Kenny Kisses is Wrestlicious.
We're Jimmy's Angels. Watch Cobra strike. I'm Viper, baby, who all the boys like.
Anaconda makes all the cops suspicious.
Cause Jimmy's Angels are Wrestlicious.